it's interesting. You arrive in South Africa at a time when we've just come out of an election.
Yeah.
We're busy forming the 7th administration of our country. What do you observe about South Africa's democracy?
Wow. Clearly, South Africa is not where it wants to be, but it's definitely where many of us desire to at least reach. You know, here people are voting issues. Back then, we are looking for a vote. We are looking for a voice. We are struggling for our vote to matter. So there are different things. Of course, we know that many people take for granted what they have. If I was in South Africa, I would be super glad. The young people in South Africa sometimes take it for granted that they don't even go out to vote. Young people in Uganda are struggling for the opportunity to vote and to have their voice count. So South Africa, with its challenges, is definitely where many of African countries, and particularly in Uganda, desire to be.
We say a lot of the time on the continent, and you say Uganda is one of the youngest, the second youngest country in the world. We say a lot about the continent, that the continent is incredibly young, that the population of this continent is young and growing and wanting to see change. And yet there is a sense that there are bottlenecks to addressing the issues that young Africans have, and certainly them being able to see some sort of change that they're able to affect on their own lives on the continent. Is there a sense that young people can actually have some sort of a voice, power over the political landscape on the continent? You know, tomorrow South Africa celebrates Youth Day, where in 1976 young people were able to really raise the alarm to the world about the injustice that was apartheid. And as we celebrated, we talk about, well, where is that voice today? Where do you place how powerful, if at all, young Africans are in influencing their own political landscape?
Well, it is not just a sense that young people in Africa can influence the political landscape. It is a fact that young people can and indeed should influence the political landscape. They have to, because they cannot let the elders today, whose future is already behind them, determine their future. You know, it is unfortunate to see that Africa is largely governed by elderly people making plans for young people. And I think it should be a clarion call all over Africa for young people to get actively involved in the politics of their countries, because they indeed can. Historically in Africa, all the change that has been inspired and achieved has been done in youthful times. Look at the days of Mandela. These were young people, and it's in their youthful times that they made the biggest contribution to Africa. So we must look back in history and get inspired. The young people have everything they need, particularly the young people in South Africa. You cannot claim, you know, not to have reason to get involved in your political landscape. We in Uganda are desiring, if we had what the young people in South Africa had, maybe we would even influence more. So I want on this program to encourage the young people of South Africa and in all other democracies in Africa not to take for granted the opportunity that they have.